It's not very flimsy, it's quite thick and hard. Actually that kind of sounded quite wrong. Sorry. Hey everybody, it's Chaymie here and welcome back to another Disney Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade Villain Series unboxing and review. So I have already done a video on Ursula and today we're going to be taking a look at Yzma herself. So Yzma was one of the three that I got from this collection, Ursula, Yzma, and the last being Hades. So let's take a look at her box, shall we? So her box, just like Ursula, it's quite stunning. All these lines, it's like a sketch concept art kind of look for her artwork, and all these lines are iridescent with these rainbow kind of colored foil printing that's happening underneath. And here we can also see a bit of her mask design as well, and you can see that she actually has her cat version on top of there, so that's so neat. And she is limited edition 1 of 4,500. And I love that the artwork actually wraps the entire box and does not just stops at the front panel. And we have her name here, Yzma. I love how it's written. And on the back we have her full artwork. The amazing artwork done by Stephen Thompson. And again, her cat version is here, so I really love that. And on this side we have the other side of her hand in the artwork. So that's the outside of the box, so we can open it like this. It has magnetic closures on here and here, so it just snugs and shuts very nicely. And I love these jagged corners here. It's like a broken mirror. They're breaking out of their prisons. And the door panels are really hard to keep open. Like, look at it. They will just close right back up. But here on the side, you can see that the foil pattern continues here, even on the inner side of the door. And I love that even these window panels are all different for each of the villains. For Ursula, it was her octopus tentacles. For Yzma, it's more of like the Aztec kind of patterns here, like from the movie. And we have a plastic film here. So what we do to take her out is from here. So this comes off. Then we can take out the doll like this. So she's attached in a separate piece here on this little black panel. And here we have Yzma still attached to the back of her box. And here is my certificate of authenticity. Mine is 1642 out of 4,500. And their certificate is also quite shiny, just like the box design. And I like the quality and the durability of it too. It's not very flimsy, it's quite thick and hard. Actually that kind of sounded quite wrong. Sorry. So let's take a look at her in her packaging. So I really love how clean the packaging and the posing and the display is. Very minimum obstruction of these packaging materials. Like I said in my Ursula review, the way the box is designed, the way the presentation is, these dolls are very hard to debox. As in, like, it's a very hard decision to debox them because they're just very perfect in the box. The poses are very dynamic. It's not like a stiff kind of museum pose. It's absolutely beautiful. We're still going to take her out of the box so that we can take some really fabulous photos of her. Here is just a close-up look of her still in her box before we pop her out. And for you guys who are low on display space like me, you don't necessarily have to be posing her with this box because it does take quite a bit of space if you were to open these door panels. So what you can do is you can just actually display her like this. See, it's very nice and compact and you save lots of space and she still looks spectacular. So we're back with Yzma out of the box. So like all villains, she does come with this little pedestal thingy on the bottom of her box right there so that they look taller than they actually are. Ursula's is quite thicker, I think, because Ursula doesn't have legs, so I think she needed more. Alright, so here she is. The first thing I noticed is that the mask is too heavy for her hand because it's quite big and it's quite heavy, so her hand actually can't support it. It keeps falling over, so I need to find like a method to make her actually hold the stand. without doing this. Alright, so before we get into the details of Yzma, here is her stand. I keep calling her stand. No, sorry. Her mask. So it's all in like chrome gold finish. It's very glossy and it has these Aztec inspired crown details. Probably something Cusco would wear. Those details here. It has studs and it has some sculpted details. It also has like a big feather here that's coiffed and curled at the top. And the cool thing is that it's quite hard to see because everything is so chrome, but there are 3 gems here, and this part is actually her cat. With this, there are the fangs here, so it's like the mouth is open. So basically this whole thing is the cat's mouth. And from inside the cat's mouth is where a human face is coming out of. So it's a really cool concept because she does turn into a cat. I don't know what's wrong with me today, I'm sorry. She does turn into a cat in the movie, so I like that a lot. It's like the human Yzma is coming out of the cat. It's very cool. And then it also has like a holding stem for her to hold the mask. It does have like a little hook here, so you can plop it into her hand, but the mask is still too very heavy for her hand to support it, especially because her hands are so tiny. So this is how she looks like with her mask. To be quite honest, the mask doesn't really work on her that well. I don't know. Alright, now on to Yzma herself. So here is a quick 360 look of her. Oh, I cannot wait to talk about her dress. I am loving the dress. Alright, so let's start off from the top as we work our way down to the bottom. So for her face sculpt, when Yzma was first announced, it was like very exciting for all Disney fans because it's the first time that Disney is actually doing Yzma as a doll. So we were all very excited to see what the face sculpt is going to be, how they were going to capture her, and I think they did a fantastically wonderful job. The face sculpt is very detailed and it's quite stunning. I think they perfectly captured her from 2D into 3-dimensional doll sculpt, so kudos to Disney for that, and I love the profile as well. Her pointy chin and her upturned nose and her bony jawline, and overall it's just awesome. And I love that her makeup is very extra. You know, being Yzma, you have to be extra. So she has several different shades of eyeshadow. It starts out like this thin line of pale purple, it kind of goes darker, and it kind of goes like pinkish purple, and it goes silver. It's very cool. And she also even has lots of little pink details on the lower eye line as well. And she does have 2 painted cat winged eyeliner here, and then of course on top of that she has her rooted eyelashes. And I've been saying this for so long, ever since I started collecting these crazy rooted eyelashes that Disney likes to give to the limited edition dolls. Is just like perfect for Yzma. For other dolls you can see that it's an extra dramatic eyelash, but for Yzma it's like, it's not even anything. It's just like, yeah, of course she has these lashes. She's Yzma. And then her lipstick color that I'm in love. And the thing is that it's not just like a solid block of paint, it actually has like a metallic touch to it. You can see the pigments shimmering in her lips if you look at it in person, and that's just gorgeous. Although a lot of people have pointed out that her lip seems to be thinner in the movie though, but for this doll they have given her dramatic Angelina Jolie lips, very thick and plump and full. She probably had fillers after the movie came out. And for her headpiece, she does not have hair. Everything on her is sculpted. So this headpiece thingy is an extra piece. It's currently attached with lots of rubber bands, and I'm scared to take it off because I'm not sure if it will stay without the rubber bands. So she does have this gold piece here with these Aztec symbols and 2 gems in the middle, and these sculpted purple feathers. I'm not really sure if the designers actually wanted a sculpted feather look, or the feathers became a sculpt due to budget reasons. I'm not sure. So that's an extra piece, but this blackava little thingy on top, this black piece, is actually sculpted together with part of her head. As you can see, it goes to the back. She has some blue wrappings here, some more black feathers with gold patterning details here, and then finishing off with this huge rolled up curly feather. And because of so many sculpted plastic pieces happening on her head is very like heavy. Like she always tends to want to lean her head forward because a lot of weight is pulling her, so she cannot nod It always likes to just keep on doing this. But I think this was the right choice. I don't necessarily think Yzma needs hair. I don't even know what kind of hair she has in the movie. But I would have loved these to be actual feathers. That would have been really nice. And moving down to her accessories, so she have earrings, and her earrings are actual metallic earrings. How awesome is that? I will show you. Can you hear that sound? It's actual metal. So that's pretty cool. If they're just like, these reminds me of like Forever 21 kind of earrings that you would find like teenagers girls wearing this metallic triangle shaped thingies that they do. And it has like a little round stud here as well attached to her actual earlobe. That's pretty cool. And I love that they dangle. I hate it when, you know, dolls have like supposedly dangle earrings, but they're all sculpted in one piece and they do not dangle. So I hate when it happens. So I'm really happy that her earrings are dangly. As we move on to her outfit, first up on her neck, she does have this little faux leather piece here, like a collar thingy. And I don't even know how it's attached. I believe it's like actually stitched onto her because there are no Velcro on the back. So I don't see a way to remove this unless you take her off her head and then remove it. And then we move on to her dress. So she have this spaghetti strap kind of dress, and this strap is actually gold metal chain as well. It's not a string or a fabric. So I don't even know how to call this color. Indigo blue? Is that it? Because it's very dark blue-ish, but also there's like a purple in it. And also it's still kind of bright blue. Did that make sense? But anyways, that's her top. So she does have these like lacy kind of see-through sleeves that goes towards the back. I love how it's stitched. You can see it here how it's like kind of twisted as they go on. So I love that they did that little detail there. And she does have an open back, and you can see her bony backbone details here as well. So that's pretty cool. I will show you how different her body is in a little bit later as well. The sculpting on her is awesome. And for her belt, she have a gold chain here with 3 jewels. One that is dangly. Oh my god, everything on her is dangly. I live. And there are 2 more here as well. And she does have these little hip pad poofy things happening here. In the artwork, it doesn't look like they're kind of squeezed and pulled in at this area. They kind of just flow out like poof. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cut it to get the full look or if this is the way it should be. I'm not really sure. But they're very funny. They're like little butt pillows. So as we move on, she does kind of have these peplumy kind of bits here, 2 pointy bits here. They're still attached to the top part of it. Her dress is actually 2 parts, so as you can see on the back, the top is separate from the skirt. So the skirt, I am in love. First up, she have all these gold. They're all embroideries in these little zigzag formation. They even remind me of thunderbolts. It's very cool. And as they move down towards here, these 3 pointy bits are also embroidered on these edges. They're hemmed that way. It's very cool. It's embroidered with like gold metallic thread. So it's very shiny and shimmery. It goes all the way to the back here. And I love this part so much, like how the colors work and how the reflection is happening. You can see there's bits of a blue in there, even though the whole thing is purple. I just love it so much. So it's 2 layers, and this layer is the one that's giving off all these reflections and colors. So I love that. And underneath, she does have a satin purple layer here, which is very soft, and it's actually a lot of layers. You can flare it out like this. It's almost like a half circle. So I love that. In the box, like this part was even tied down to make it look smaller, but I love it. I just want to spread it out and display her like this. Alright, let's go to the back part of her dress. So this reminds me of Batman for some reason. I really love it. So it's just black, very kind of shiny fabric here. I don't even know what to call this, but it's very shiny. I love the fact that it even looks like liquid in a way, don't you think? It's like black liquid, which is very fitting for her. It does have a gold trim that goes around all the edges, and the cool thing is that this part is wired. So all the way from here all the way to this tip is wired, so you can pose it around how you want it. So that's pretty awesome. I like that. I love it. So this layer is only halfway attached here, and the rest is just this black layer, which is fine to me. I think I don't even mind the fact that this one doesn't go all the way around, because I think that was the intention and not like a executional choice to save on cost. And finally, her shoes. So she does have these black shoes, heels, that has been at Disney since around 2011, I suppose. These are their basic heels that they usually give to these dolls. And this is their stand. It's a black base, and it's a saddle stand, so it's a usual stand like the 17-inch limited edition dolls that kind of goes between their legs and they sit on it. Oh, and I think I forgot to talk about her bracelets. So she has 3 bracelets on this hand. One is a textured one, the middle one is a smooth one, and on the other hand, she does have another textured one as well. So these are all 3 individual bracelets. They're not like sculpted together in one piece. Now let's talk about her body sculpt. So her body sculpt is actually very, very cool because everything is like almost unique to her. I love her hands and her gaudy long fingernails, although the paint job on the nail painting could be better, but still it does the job. And I love the pose as well, very Yzma. It's like very posh how she is doing her hand. And this side as well, it's a different sculpt. So her body sculpt is also unique. For the top part, the legs are the same as any other Disney Store doll, so I'm gonna try to remove her dress so you can see. Look how skinny and bony she is. You can see these bone details here, also here, and also here, and also the front. You can even see like this, I don't even know how to call this, like rib cage almost, and hollow sunken stomach. And she does have like a saggy bust as well. It's so perfect for her. So articulation wise, she'd have the usual one at the neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, and hips. And she have rubber legs that clicks at the knee. So overall, I don't have anything negative to say on her. I like everything about her. My only minor notes would be that I would have loved to see these being actual feathers rather than sculpted ones. And that they would have found a way for her to hold the mask properly without it being too heavy. I think the workaround is that you can kinda rest the mask with the feathers, kinda, almost. I don't know, I have to figure this out later, but right now she can't hold it. So overall, I'm just very glad that I managed to get Yzma because she wasn't easy to get at all. She was the most difficult doll for me to get in the entire series. I was stuck in the waiting room for about 50 minutes. So it was like one of the most panic-induced doll ordering experience in my 7 years of collecting because she was that difficult. Alright everybody, so that is it for my unboxing and review on the Disney Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade Yzma dolls. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. You can also check me out on Instagram at Chaymie Creates for more toy photography because I cannot wait to start taking photos of them. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye!